At some point, you will die, and there is some weird, kinda creepy stuff that starts to happen to your body. First off, after you die, your body will start to get cold. In fact, every hour after you die, your body will get about 0.8 degrees Celsius cooler until it reaches room temperature. And fun fact, when your muscles relax after you die, it may lead to you peeing or defecating if you haven't used the bathroom in a while. Anyway, later on, blood starts to spill out from broken blood vessels, and since it isn't flowing around your body, you will start to look pale. Now, if you're lying down, as you probably will be, the blood will begin to travel down thanks to gravity. A few days after death, putrefaction begins, as the bacteria in your gastrointestinal tract will start to break down tissues and cells, liquefying your body and producing horrific-smelling gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide. And since your body is smelly, it will attract blowflies that will lay eggs in your rotting flesh, leading to the birth of maggots within a day. These maggots feed on your flesh, attracting beetles and other insects.
We've all had those days where we curl up in our best blanket and never step outside to greet the sun. While it looks like getting sunlight is not absolutely necessary to live, having the sun's rays hug your skin is pretty important to staying healthy. One of the biggest benefits of getting sunlight is how it helps you get vitamin D. While some other essential vitamins must be obtained through food, vitamin D is able to be synthesized in your skin by a photosynthetic reaction that can be caused by exposure to the sun's radiation. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to poor bone health, and more recent findings seem to correlate inadequate amounts of this precious vitamin to problems ranging from multiple sclerosis to prostate cancer. Getting sunlight also seems to have other pretty significant benefits. Sunlight and spending time outdoors is thought to help improve your mood. All in all, it seems like getting sunlight is mostly beneficial to you. Provided you don't stay out for too long, you should probably avoid a life that avoids the sun. Chances are you felt a little bit of anxiety at one point or another. Maybe before you started a new job or before you got surgery. But some people live with anxiety disorders. People with anxiety disorders frequently experience feelings of excessive fear, worry, and panic in normal everyday life. Their heart rate skyrockets, their breathing quickens, adrenaline pumps through their body. They eventually calm down, but it isn't always momentary attacks like that. Oftentimes, it's persistent, hard to control fear that affects people's everyday lives. Anxiety is believed to start in the amygdala, the brain's so-called fear center, where emotions are processed. Neurotransmitters then alert the sympathetic nervous system of the perceived threat. This is when muscles tense, heart rate and breathing speeds up. To put it simply, these people's brains function differently. They also appear to have unbalanced activity levels in different parts of the brain. And remember, there is no shame in seeking help to improve your mental health. But why can sleep be so difficult sometimes? Well, aside from worrying about that one thing that you did in middle school several years ago, it might have something to do with what you're eating. Drinks and food with caffeine can cause sleep disturbances, especially when you have them close to bedtime. Protein can also be the culprit. It's an important nutrient for the body, but can be harder to break down and digest than other foods. That, along with it containing tyrosine, an amino acid that aids neurotransmitter production, may make it hard to get some rest if you have a bunch of protein before bed. We all know that it can be harder for you humans to fall asleep if there's a bunch of loud noises going on. But some people say it might also be difficult if it's too quiet. Having your thermostat set too high or low might also lead to some late-night restlessness. If you do have trouble falling asleep, the National Sleep Foundation has some tips. They say to carve about 30 minutes to wind down before you go to bed and try to disconnect from your electronics. But obviously, finish this video first.
Here at WLN News, we're wondering, what if it never stopped raining? Man, if only some show could explain this.
Here on this blocky planet, it's been pouring for over a month, and it's wreaking havoc on society. These massive downpours will have detrimental effects on plants, crops, and trees all over the world. The destruction of these plants impacts everything from food supplies to the amount of oxygen we have to breathe. When the soil is soaked to the point of no return and sunlight is continuously blocked by clouds, plants can't get the nutrients they need to photosynthesize. Anyway, less plants means less food. Many crops and livestock can't handle the extreme rain, so the amount of food we can produce will dwindle. Well, what about poor Mother Earth? How will she handle all this rain? Spoiler alert, not well. Torrential downpours like this cause horrendous deadly landslides all over the world. Landslides come in the form of rock falls, mudslides, and basically any other form of earth falling down a slope.